I need you guys to do me a solitary favor right now. If you're watching this video and you want to pay your respect for DMX, I need you guys real quick to leave a comment down below. Hashtag RIP DMX down below in the comment section. Found out this morning that he passed away at the age of 50 years old on life support. The family took him off of life support this morning, and he ended up passing away, didn't make it. So rest in peace to DMX. I remember him being a great rapper, and as well his acting role in Romeo Must Die and Cradle to the Grave. Two of my favorite movies from DMX. You know, Romeo Must Die, I think he did it with Jet Li and the Leo, or was that Romeo Must Die? I think it was Cradle to the Grave, I believe. I'm not too sure, but yeah. But yeah, my condolences go out to his family and everybody that was affected by this loss. And today on SmackDown, nothing really happened on this go-home show. One thing I will say this, though. This was the most lazy road to WrestleMania of all time. You thought last year was bad. This year was just as worse. If you sit there and ask me. Nothing happened on the show tonight, and I'm sitting here watching SmackDown tonight, and I'm here asking myself, why aren't they putting these matches at WrestleMania? I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. Was this really needed for an episode of SmackDown tonight? Was it really needed? No. Nobody wasn't going to care about SmackDown. And obviously, you guys know that SmackDown tonight was taped. Because the Tampa Bay Rays are back at Tropicana Field to start their home season. To start the home opener against the Yankees. So, there you go. So the show was obviously taped. I'm sure you guys know by now. The show is taped. We will go over everything on SmackDown tonight. And what I thought was I didn't really care. You know, it's the go-home show for SmackDown before WrestleMania. WrestleMania's tomorrow night. Night 1. Speaking of night 1, we found out that Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship will kick off night 1. Which means, by default, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks will main event night 1. What kicks off night 2, I don't know. But we know for sure that Roman, Daniel Bryan, and Edge will main event night 2 in that triple threat match for the Universal Championship, which should be the best match in the entire show. I'm banking on that right now. Roman, Edge, and Bryan will be the match of the night. Or should I say the match of the whole show. Not WrestleMania. We'll go over everything here on the show tonight. And I will give you guys also my WrestleMania preview and predictions. I will go over all the winners that I picked. I have it on my iPad as well. So I will give you guys my winners and my predictions for WrestleMania at the end of SmackDown review. If you guys don't know who I am Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you guys are finally excited for WrestleMania, if you guys are, ecstatic that WrestleMania is finally here, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below your thoughts of the show. Of SmackDown tonight. I thought SmackDown was a blah show. Like, nothing really happened on the show. It was full of, a couple matches here and there. Video packages here and there. That was just it. And 3 promos. 3 fantastic promos by Edge, Roman, and Daniel. And on top of that, Big E cut a fantastic promo on the show tonight. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on bell, guys, for all notifications. NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2 review is live on the channel right now, as well as Night 1 that I covered as well. And Raw review live on the channel now. All links to all these videos will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. Make sure you guys are following me on social media. Twitter at GoodVibesChris _. Instagram at GoodVibesChris183. And TikTok at DaddyChris183. Let's start off with the top of the show real quick here. SmackDown starts off with a recap of last week's episode. It was Daniel Bryan brutally attacked Edge after the main event, before putting Reigns in the yes lock and officials breaking it up. So Daniel Bryan makes his way out to the ring, hypes up how close we are to WrestleMania. Bryan says he is excited about everything about WrestleMania and that he is most excited about hearing the roar of the WWE Universe in person. Bryan says he can't wait to walk down to the ring with 25,000 people chanting yes in unison. Bryan reflects on all the times people have said to him, referring how Batista and Randy Orton said he didn't belong in the WrestleMania main event, and Edge and Roman Reigns have said the same this year. Bryan says that every time life has told him no, he has said yes. Bryan calls the match at this year's WrestleMania the biggest match of his career. You can say that. Either that or WrestleMania 30. Bryan says that at WrestleMania, Edge and Reigns will get the best and the most dangerous Daniel Bryan there has ever been. It says that he will walk out of the main event of WrestleMania as the Universal Champion. This is a fiery, great promo here by Daniel Bryan. Fantastic promo. I've always thought that Daniel Bryan was a really great talker. He's a great talker on the microphone. He's just great in the ring. But you got to ask yourself this question, folks. Is Daniel Bryan going to win the Universal Championship at WrestleMania? No. No. I've had people sit there and tell me, oh, Daniel Bryan ruined the WrestleMania main event. How? You sit there and realistically ask yourself this question. You're going to sit there and leave Daniel Bryan out of WrestleMania? Really? You're going to leave out one of the most popular superstars in the history of this company out of the biggest show of the entire year with live fans? No. I wouldn't leave Daniel Bryan out of any show in my wrestling company. I know that for a fact. Daniel Bryan's one of the most popular superstars in the history of WWE. You're going to sit there and leave him out of WrestleMania? In my opinion, Edge and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania one-on-one, it's not a WrestleMania match. It's not. Maybe a SummerSlam match or a Survivor Series main event or a Royal Rumble pay-per-view show matchup. But WrestleMania? No. Fuck no. Fuck me. Adding Daniel Bryan to this matchup adds value. And also adds the unpredictability of the factor of the unpredictability. Bryan can possibly walk out of WrestleMania as the Universal Champion. I don't think that's gonna happen for sure. I don't think so. And if Bryan does win the championship, it's a one-off. Because Roman is gonna get it right back at the next pay-per-view. Who do I think will win this triple threat matchup on Sunday night in the main event? Wait till the preview and predictions portion of the video, which will be after SmackDown review. Great promo here by Daniel Bryan. Sounded very good. I mean, he's always known as a great promo. And he's fantastic in the ring as well. But for you people to say, oh, Daniel Bryan being added to the match at WrestleMania ruins it. I see where you're coming from here because Edge won the Rumble and he earned the right to a championship match at WrestleMania. So I know where you're coming from. But at the same time, you sit there and you ask yourself, you're really going to leave Daniel Bryan out of the biggest show of the entire year with live fans in attendance again? For the first time in over a year? You're really going to leave Daniel Bryan out of WrestleMania. This is what happens. Like I said, this is what happens when you have Edge challenge Roman instead of McIntyre. Or should I say, this is what happens when you don't have Edge pick McIntyre. I would have had Edge pick McIntyre. You get Edge and McIntyre at WrestleMania. Bryan wins the chamber. He gets Roman at WrestleMania. You're looking at a completely different card for WrestleMania. A completely different card. And on top of that, at the same time, since Edge won the Rumble, he gets his one-on-one championship match at WrestleMania against possibly Drew McIntyre. If Vince played his cards right. So it is what it is. Street Profits are interviewed backstage before being attacked by Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. I will not call him Robert. As the fight goes towards the ring, the Alpha Academy and Rey and Dominic Mysterio join the fight. We get a fatal four-way for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships between Dolph Ziggles, and Bobby Roode versus the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy and versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio. This match was good. Very good tag team match. Not bad for what it was here. Pretty good, solid matchup here. Matchup was short, in my honest opinion. Match was pretty short. But Ziggles and Robert, who the fuck is Robert? Bobby Roode retains the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Coming out of commercial break, Montez Ford and Bobby Roode are in the ring. Ford hits a drop kick and covers for a 2 count. Ford fights. He flips out of a suplex attempt. Hits a hard right hand to Ziggler. Roode hits a spine buster. Otis tags in for the cover on Ford before Ray breaks it up. Otis Irishes Ford into a right hand to the stomach and tags in Gable, who hits a Northern Lights suplex into a pinning combination for a 2 count. Ziggler tags in, puts a chin lock on Ford. Ford breaks free to be caught by a drop kick from Ziggler. Ford catches Ziggler for a power bomb. Roode and Angelo Dawkins are tagged in as Dawkins takes out Roode and Gable. Ray tags in, clears the ring, and tags in Dominic. The Mysterios hit double 619s to the champions, and Dominic makes a cover that is broken up by Otis. The Street Profits throw out Otis, and Ford hits a dive to Otis on the outside. Gable and Dawkins tag in to try and cover each other. Ford tags in, hits a frog splash. I'm telling you, Montez Ford can hit a beautiful frog splash. So Ford hits a frog splash as Roode tags in, as Ziggler super kicks Ford out of the ring. Roode covers Gable for the 3 count as Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Good matchup here. Not bad match here. The match flowed very well for me, in my opinion here. I was thinking that the Street Profits was going to win this matchup. I was going to sit here and think that, meaning that they do deserve to win the championships. But then again, you know, Ziggler and Roode are not a real tag team. The only real tag team in this division is the Street Profits. That's it. If you really want to call Ray and Dominic a tag team because of father and son, then so be it. That's on you. But great match here for what it was. Ziggler and Roode retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Bianca Belair's interview backstage. She says she's excited and nervous for WrestleMania match against Sasha Banks. Belair says she is ready for Banks and she will defeat Banks to become the SmackDown Women's Champion, and it will be the greatest night of her life. If you guys found out earlier today on Twitter, we found out that Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks will main event night 1 for WrestleMania. That means Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley will kick off the show for WrestleMania night 1. And like I said, what kicks off night 2? We don't know. We don't know what kicks off night 2. But we do know for a fact that Roman, Edge, and Bryan will main event night 2 for WrestleMania, meaning the last match of the show. They made the right decision here, putting Bianca and Sasha to main event night 1. Now, there is a little history there with this statistic, with Bianca and Sasha main eventing night 1. Bianca and Sasha become the first black female. Well, yeah. I don't want to sound racist or anything, but you guys know where I'm coming from here. Sasha and Bianca become the first pair of black individuals to main event a WrestleMania. And not only that, they become the first pair of black people to have a one-on-one championship match at WrestleMania. That's a nice little historic fact there. You guys know how Vince feels about that situation, which I will not get into that topic, but you guys know how Vince is. But I like this decision, though. I do. I love having Bianca and Sasha main event night 1. Simple. Bianca won the Rumble. She earns a right for WrestleMania. She earned the right to have a championship match at WrestleMania. I don't know about you guys, but I love having the 2-night WrestleMania, because one night the women's Rumble winner can main event night 1, and the men's Rumble winner can main event night 2. So if I'm Vince, I'm here thinking to myself, why not have a 2-night WrestleMania from now going forward? The only thing that was so great about WrestleMania last year was that it was a 2-night show. I could imagine, like, for example, back at WrestleMania 33 in Orlando, I could imagine people being in that stadium for 6, 7, 8 hours. I could imagine that. Fucking ridiculous. This year, having 2-night WrestleMania, and last year as well, having a 2-night WrestleMania, I don't mind it. Wrestle Kingdom has a 2-night show every single year. I don't mind Wrestle Kingdom doing that. But Vince, from this time going forward, Vince should be having a 2-night WrestleMania every single year. Why? Simple. You have 2 Rumble matches, one for the men and one for the women. The women should main event night 1, and the men winner should main event night 2. It's just as simple. And it works out itself at the same time. That's just my opinion there. Hope you guys agree with me on that standpoint. So back on the air with a video package showing Big E back in his hometown of Tampa. He is from the Tampa Bay area. Big E says WrestleMania will be in his city. Big E visits his downtown area and shows his high school. He says Tampa taught him discipline. He says Raymond James Stadium is where Apollo Crews Intercontinental Championship dreams die. I like seeing that type of stuff. You know, like, you know, you're in your hometown and stuff. You show your background, where you came from. I like seeing stuff like that. I do. Hopefully that builds up Big E more this year, because I love Big E. I absolutely love Big E. And his Intercontinental Championship title reign. Love it so far. Love it. A video recap of Raw ongoing feud between Randy Orton and The Fiend with Alexa Bliss plays next, hyping up their upcoming WrestleMania match. The video goes over the major moments from the feud, from Orton burning The Fiend to The Fiend returning, and narration from Bliss saying that at WrestleMania, Orton's legend will die. There you go. There you go. Who cares about this Fiend Orton feud? Who cares? Gives a fuck. Who cares? We get Nia Jax versus Tamina. Ask me, folks, if I care about this matchup. No. I really don't give a shit. I will not go over everything here, but I said Bianca. Tamina wins by disqualification. There you go. Riot Squad's interview backstage before being interrupted by Billy Kay and Carmella. Now all of a sudden they're a tag team. After going back and forth soon enough, all the teams involving in the tag team turmoil match at WrestleMania saw the brawl where Natalya and Tamina stand tall. Who cares? A video package is shown that goes after Cesaro's lack of WrestleMania success while promoting Seth Rollins, while ending with a narration from Rollins saying that this ad has been paid for by the friends of Seth Rollins. What the fuck was that ad? I don't know. There you go. Edge makes his way to the ring with a chair in hand. He enters the ring, puts the chair down, come back for commercial break. SmackDown is back on the air with Edge sitting in the ring with a spotlight on him. Edge talks about going to WrestleMania 6 and that night where he knew what he wanted to do with his life. He said that his dreams came true and he became a WWE superstar who accomplished everything except for going out on his own terms. He said he did not walk away, it was ripped away from him, and that he fought and ripped his career back from fate's hands. He said he came back to steal the show and to main event WrestleMania. I mean, obviously you are because you won the Rumble. Edge shifts his focus on the Daniel Bryan and says that he used sympathy to weasel his way into the Universal Championship match. Edge says that Bryan ruined an epic showdown between him and Roman, I should say. Edge then goes after Roman. Edge says that Reigns is nothing more than a Samoan Edge. I love that line. But admits that he is good. And that both of them and the fans have had this dream match ripped away from them. Edge says that this match is taking place 10 years after his initial retirement, and that he feels disrespected, that the fact that not being talked about. Edge says that nobody out there knows the pain that he has gone through to get back. He called out the fans, calling him a part-timer, and says he calls it a slap in the face, and says it's time for him to take back the respect that he has earned and that he will be the next Universal Champion. Edge drops the mic, stares at the camera as his theme song plays. Great promo here by Edge. Fantastic promo. I love everything that Edge said here. He targeted on Bryan, on Roman, on his retirement, and everything else. Edge sounded good here. But does he win the Universal Championship on Sunday night? It's possible. Now that Bryan's in it, it's pretty much possible. I'm not saying that Edge can win it. It's a possibility. The unpredictable factor is there, sure, for this matchup. Because either of these three men can walk out as champ at WrestleMania on Sunday night. I guess. I don't know. But my way. Let's see. The match should be great, though. And I said this in the beginning of the video. I think Roman, Bryan, and Edge will steal the show at WrestleMania. Because like I said, whatever Roman Reigns touches, turns to gold. Turns to gold. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville are talking backstage. Deville said it was unfair for Ziggler and Roode has to defend their titles and that she doesn't agree with the Universal Championship triple threat either. So back on the air with Sasha Banks being interviewed backstage, Banks said that she doesn't care what Belair has to say and that she'll make Belair tap out at WrestleMania. Now the build between Sasha and Bianca has been fucking terrible. But I know for a fact that Sasha is going to lead Bianca to her best match ever. That's that type of guy. Well, not that type of guy. It's that type of woman Sasha Banks is. Sasha is that type of woman that if she sees money in you, she's going to lead you to a great match. I love Sasha, don't get me wrong. And I love Bianca. But the build to this match, I couldn't give a single shit about. But the match itself should be fucking great. And I can't wait for that match. It's a main event night 1 tomorrow night for WrestleMania. Back on the air with a video package promoting the WWE Championship match between champion Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Now, as I said earlier, McIntyre and Lashley will kick off night 1 tomorrow night for the WWE Championship. McIntyre says that his path is similar to that of Lashley's and hypes the matchup as a heavyweight clash of the ages. How is it a heavyweight clash of the ages when we've seen this match at Backlash last year? We've already seen this match already. So for the fact that McIntyre is calling this, is hyping this matchup as a heavyweight clash for the ages, this is nowhere near a clash of the ages. Nowhere near. We've seen this match last year at Backlash. Did McIntyre forget all of a sudden about that matchup? I know 2020 was a long year for everybody, but come on, bro. King Corbin's surprise attack on McIntyre is shown as Lashley is shown standing tall over the challenger. Sami Zayn is shown visiting Logan Paul in Miami. Paul is shown with his brother Jake in a boxing ring. Zayn thanks Logan for what happened on last week's SmackDown. Zayn runs out of the parking lot and gets locked out back to the arena as Zayn runs in the commentary to emphasize how everything is fine with him and Logan Paul. Kevin Owens comes out for a surprise attack on Zayn as Sami Zayn escapes a stunner attempt and runs away. I'll say this now, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they will have a sleeper match at WrestleMania. A sleeper match up here. I couldn't care for this book if this has happened last minute. This is happening for sure in the last minute. At the same time, I just couldn't care. But I know Owens and Zayn will have a great match at WrestleMania. Should be good. The match will be pretty good. Owens and Zayn will fight forever at this point. They will fight forever. We get the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal to main event the show here. We got... SmackDown resumes with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The match begins in a chaotic Battle Royal fashion. Sheldon and Cedric Alexander team up to eliminate Akira Tozawa, Ali. Rallies the rest of the participants will attack Benjamin and Alexander. Soon after, both Benjamin and Alexander get eliminated. So the match goes on and on and on. Back in the air with the Battle Royal. Continuing, Elias eliminates Eric. And Drew Gulak is also eliminated soon. Followed by Slapjack. Mace is gone by Ali. And Murphy saves Ali from elimination before Ali eliminates T-Bar. Lucha House Party team up against Kalisto before Lince Dorado eliminates Kalisto and Grand Metalik eliminates Dorado. King Corbin then eliminates Grand Metalik. This match had 2 commercial breaks. 2. Wow. Back live for the Battle Royal with 7 superstars remaining. Angel Garza and Murphy fight on the apron before King Corbin eliminates Murphy. Shinsuke Nakamura soon after eliminates Garza. Ali and Ricochet fight on the apron with Ricochet eliminating Ali before Jey Uso eliminating Ricochet with a super kick. Down to Uso, Corbin, and Nakamura. I was rooting for Nakamura to win this matchup. Nakamura eliminates Corbin. The final 2 is Nakamura and Uso. Fight in the middle of the ring. Nakamura hits a big STO. Goes for Kinshasa. But Uso comes with a super kick. Nakamura eventually hits the Kinshasa. Uso reverses Nakamura to eliminate him as Jey Uso wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I ask, what does the winner get here? Main event, Jey Uso wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. What does he get? No idea. As Jey Uso celebrates with the trophy, Roman Reigns makes his way to the ring to congratulate Uso. Back on the air with Reigns in the ring with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman. Heyman hands the mic to Reigns. Reigns says that he is annoyed that he even has to be here, saying that he has more to worry about than to sell himself to the fans. Reigns says that he will show up and win at WrestleMania. Reigns says that when Roman Reigns shows up, World Wrestling Entertainment is winning. Reigns says that Edge and Daniel Bryan have each had 1 good week, while Reigns has had to cover 30 good weeks in a row. Reigns takes credit for making the Universal Championship a coveted title. I agree. Reigns says that Daniel Bryan cannot make him tap out and that this is where Edge's comeback story ends. Reigns says that he will use Bryan and Edge as a launching pad to make his story go even farther. Reigns says that in the WrestleMania main event, he will wreck everyone and leave, and that the whole world will acknowledge him after his victory. And Roman Reigns said, and I love this line, and I quote, "You think what I did this shit was special? Wait till you see what happens next." And I love that look of Roman Reigns when he delivered that sentence. You think what I did this shit was special? Wait till you see what happens next. I smell and I sense big things for Roman Reigns. Reigns has been that good since he's been back after SummerSlam. He's been that good. He's been that dominant ever since he came back. The only thing I didn't agree on was how Reigns just came back, gets a Universal Championship match, and won the title immediately. That's the only thing I didn't like about Reigns back then, back in the summer of last year. Ever since that, at that point, I didn't mind it. Because simple, Reigns had an opportunity at the Universal Championship, but he couldn't get it because of COVID. And that his immune system will be compromised with COVID. So I only respect Reigns for backing out of WrestleMania last year because of the pandemic and because he has a compromised immune system. So if he was to catch COVID, he wouldn't be standing here right now as we speak. So I respect Reigns last year for backing out of WrestleMania because of the pandemic. But now he's back, and quite possibly, in my opinion, the most important WrestleMania match of his whole entire career. Sure, he had that match with Brock, then he had the match with Triple H, then The Undertaker, then Brock again at WrestleMania. 4 straight main events that Reigns was in. All of them, okay. But this WrestleMania, this is the biggest WrestleMania match of Reigns' entire career. And to be honest here, I'll give you guys my prediction here about this matchup and the rest of the show in just a second, because that is the end of SmackDown Review right here on the channel. We will go over now the WrestleMania 37 preview and predictions right now, right here on the channel. Now, I do have my winners here. I do have my winners. This is the matchup. This is the card that follows for night 1. Night 1 has 7 matches. Night 2 as well has 7 matches as well. So we learned earlier today that Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre will kick off night 1 for the WWE Championship. I have Drew McIntyre winning back the WWE Championship. The match could be better than the match that they had at Backlash last year. Sure, could be better, but I know for a fact that McIntyre is going to win back the championship because Vince is going to make up what McIntyre lost in last year, that he missed out on last year because of the pandemic. So Vince is basically making it up for McIntyre. But again, McIntyre, we're going to have you drop the championship at the Chamber only for you to get it back at WrestleMania, because you could have had a chance to win the championship in front of your family and your friends and all your fans last year, but that couldn't happen because of the pandemic. And we had to do it at the fucking Performance Center with no crowd. Only in front of Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, the commentary team, and a couple of cameramen. Now that Drew McIntyre can win the championship in front of 25,000 people at WrestleMania, there goes your WrestleMania moment. Drew McIntyre is going to be a 3-time WWE champion in less than a year. Even though I would love to see Lashley retain the championship here, but we all know where this is going. McIntyre will win back the WWE championship, recreating last year's moment at WrestleMania. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest going up against The Miz and Morrison. There is a celebrity in this matchup, so you already know celebrities don't lose at WrestleMania. So by default there, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest will win this matchup over The Miz and Morrison. Moving on here with night 1, New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods defend the Raw Tag Team Championships against AJ Styles and Omos. I pick AJ Styles and Omos to win the tag team titles. Now, originally, I would not have done it for AJ. I would have had AJ and Taker one more time for WrestleMania, because AJ and Taker, again, I gotta reiterate this again, AJ and Taker could have had a match at Raymond James Stadium last year, but they couldn't because of the pandemic, so they had to do the Boneyard match, which was the best match of fucking WrestleMania last year, out of the both nights. AJ and Taker was the best matchup last year. That's just the truth, in my opinion as well. So, I think AJ and Omos will win the titles over the New Day. I don't know what they do with them from there. No idea. So I pick AJ and Omos to win the Raw Tag Team titles. Braun Strowman, Shane McMahon, inside of a steel cage. Do I even have to pick who wins this matchup here? Strowman wins this match. I don't really care. Don't really care for this matchup. And this build also. Strowman wins this steel cage match. This will be a sleeper match at WrestleMania. A sleeper. I can see these two men, going easy 20 minutes at WrestleMania. An easy 20 minutes. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. I got Cesaro winning. Cesaro needs a WrestleMania moment. The man has been underutilized for many years. The man should have been world champion at least 3 times over. 3 times, maybe 4. Maybe 5. 5-time world champion over already. Cesaro is that great of a talent. He's fucking great. He's great in the ring. He can cut a good promo. But he's fucking fantastic in the ring. And against a guy like Seth Rollins, that's going to be the ultimate test for Cesaro going into WrestleMania. I got Cesaro beating Rollins here at WrestleMania. Not gonna lie to you, folks. I got Cesaro winning over Rollins at WrestleMania. A matchup that I shouldn't really give a fuck about. This could be my bathroom break matchup here. Lana Naomi versus Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose versus the Riot Squad versus Natalya and Tamina versus Billie Kay and Carmella. Tag Team Turmoil match. Winner receives the Women's Tag Team Championship match at night 2 on Sunday night. I got the Riot Squad winning. I got the Riot Squad winning this match. It's simple because they're the only tag team. They're a legitimate tag team. I don't see Lana and Naomi as a real tag team. I don't see Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose as a real tag team. I don't see Natty and Tamina as a tag team. And I certainly don't see Billie Kay and Carmella as a tag team. The only legitimate tag team in this matchup is Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott. They win. They'll go on the night 2 on Sunday night to face Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team titles. And the main event for night 1, Sasha and Bianca for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This will main event night 1. I love this decision here. I don't think Bianca is ready yet. My opinion, I don't think Bianca Belair is ready yet to become SmackDown Women's Champion. The build for this matchup has been fucking horrendous. It was all built up based on Reginald. Who the fuck is Reginald to Sasha Banks? Who the fuck is Reginald to Bianca Belair? Who gives a shit about Reginald, period? Like I said, the build to this matchup was fucking terrible. But I know for a fact that Sasha Banks sees money in Bianca Belair. I'm sure Sasha does. I'm sure Sasha has seen Bianca back in NXT and she was a fucking god. A goddess in NXT. A goddess. Who wins this matchup? Sasha. Sasha wins. So she will retain, in my opinion, she will retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Only reason why I have Sasha winning is because Sasha Banks is 0-5 at WrestleMania. She is 0-5 at WrestleMania. Ever since her call-up in 2015, she has not won a WrestleMania matchup. She has not won a WrestleMania match. Sasha will earn her first WrestleMania victory in the main event of night 1 tomorrow night over Bianca Belair. In my opinion, Sasha will retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Moving on to night 2, folks, for April 11th. That's Sunday night. We just went over Saturday night's card. Saturday's card looks pretty not too bad. I think McIntyre and Lashley will have a good matchup. I think Cesaro and Rollins could steal night 1. I think so. Or Sasha and Bianca could steal night 1. So out of these 7 matches for night 1, 3 of them could potentially steal the show. Potentially. McIntyre and Lashley, Cesaro and Rollins, or Sasha and Bianca could possibly steal night 1. Night 2, folks. 7 matches on night 2. I'm going to sit here and predict here on Asuka and Rhea Ripley will kick off night 2. Either Asuka or Rhea or Big E and Apollo could kick off night 2 for the Intercontinental Championship. Asuka and Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. I got Asuka winning. I got Asuka retaining because Ripley just got called down to the main roster. Why is she competing for a championship match? She just got called up. Well, should I say called down to the main roster just a couple of weeks ago. She looks at the WrestleMania sign and gets a championship match at WrestleMania. Why? it was supposed to be Charlotte, but Charlotte has COVID. Or it could be something with freaking Andrade that's going on with him. Who knows? Charlotte might have COVID. She might not have COVID. Who knows? But Charlotte is missing WrestleMania. Good. I don't like Charlotte. I never liked Charlotte. Who gives a fuck about Charlotte? I got Asuka retaining the Raw Women's Championship because Rhea just got called down to the main roster. She just got called down. How would it look? How would it look if Rhea can just come right into the main roster, get a championship match, and instantly win? I'm sure that match would be great. Sure. But there was no build for this matchup. No build. I've been watching Raw for the past couple of weeks since Ripley made her debut. No fucking build towards this match. None. 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 Asuka retains for me over Rhea Ripley. The Fiend. This new burnt up Fiend character. With Alexa Bliss at ringside against Randy Orton. Folks, do I really have to go over who wins this matchup here? This could be a bathroom break match or a going down to the corner store and getting yourself a beverage type of matchup. Or you could be fucking your wife or your girlfriend during this matchup, or your boyfriend or your husband during this match. I got the Fiend here. Simple. Why? Because Orton burned the Fiend back at TLC. Orton beat the Fiend at TLC. Then boom. The Fiend, of course, by storyline, the Fiend gets his win back at WrestleMania. I'll be fucking shocked. Listen, I will say this now. I'll be absolutely shocked if Orton wins this matchup. Shocked. Shocked. I got the Fiend beating Randy Orton on night 2. Big E. This could be another sleeper matchup. If you give these two men the time, they'll probably give you one of the best matches in WrestleMania's card. Big E versus Apollo in a Nigerian drum fight for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm guessing this is a Nigerian street fight. You can just call it that. I don't know why they call it a drum fight. Might as well call it a street fight. This matchup has the potential to be a show stealer at WrestleMania. Given the right time. Given the right time. Big E has had a solid reign as Intercontinental Champion. Solid reign. I got Apollo Crews winning the Intercontinental Championship. I got Apollo Crews winning the IC title. Apollo Crews will finally get his win over Big E, where it really, really counts the most at WrestleMania for the IC title. Now, what did it do with Big E here? Knowing that Money in the Bank is coming up, you can certainly give Big E the Money in the Bank contract. Have him go up against Roman, possibly in the summer. I would have Big E win the Money in the Bank briefcase. That's what I would do. I don't know about any of you guys, but this is Big E's year, and I really feel this. This is Big E's year. This is the year for Big E, for us people, us wrestling fans, to take Big E serious. We're taking him serious so far. You want to take Big E to the next level? You have him win the Money in the Bank, and you have him go up against Roman in the summer at SummerSlam. Possibly, if I'm fans, at SummerSlam for the Universal title. That's just me. That's just me. I got Apollo Crews winning the Intercontinental Championship over Big E. Big E will drop the title, and then most likely will win Money in the Bank when that pay-per-view comes around. KO versus Sami Zayn. Another sleeper matchup here. Has a chance to steal night 2. With Logan Paul at ringside, I think Logan Paul is going to cost Sami Zayn the matchup. I have KO winning. Like I said, KO and Sami Zayn will fight forever at this point in juncture. I have KO winning over Sami Zayn. Matt Riddle versus Sheamus for the United States Championship. Riddle could also be another possible candidate to win Money in the Bank. A possible new candidate as well is not only Big E, but also Riddle. Sheamus can win the IC title here. As a matter of fact, that's my prediction. I got Sheamus winning the IC title. Sheamus has been taking L after L after L after L after L. When is Sheamus gonna get that big victory? Right here, night 2. I have Sheamus beating Riddle to become the new United States champion in what I think could be a very good matchup. Like I said, give these men the time, and they will deliver. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler going up against the Riot Squad, who I picked to win the Turmoil match in night 1. They will face Nia and Shayna for night 2 for the Women's Tag Team Championship. I have Nia and Shayna win here. Simple. It is what it is. I don't know, but Women's Tag Team Championships are irrelevant to me. I don't care. Keep it on Nia and Shayna for now. Until whenever you decide to split them up and have them drop the titles. Main event here for night 2. Main event here for night 2. Roman Reigns defends the Universal Championship in the main event of WrestleMania Night 2 against Daniel Bryan and the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble winner, Edge. Now, I said this in the review. People were thinking that having Daniel Bryan in the main event of WrestleMania ruins it for everybody. I ask why. Bryan is only there, and I've said this to people that I know on Twitter. Bryan is only there to not only give the matchup more value, more of an unpredictable factor, but Bryan is there to eat the pinfall at WrestleMania. There's a slight possibility. I'm not going to say he's going to win, but there's a slight possibility that Daniel Bryan wins the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. It's a possibility. This could be, and he said it himself for the past couple of weeks. This could be his last WrestleMania. This could be his last. You might as well have Daniel Bryan go out on a big hoorah. I can see them giving Daniel Bryan the championship because, hey, this could be his last WrestleMania. So you might as well have Daniel Bryan have a small token title reign as Universal Champion. But as long as Reigns gets it back, that's all I care about. You can have Daniel Bryan win the championship, have a one-off with the championship, and give it back to Reigns. My only worry here is that what if Reigns loses the championship? As a matter of fact, I can think of another worse possibility here. What if Reigns gets pinned? In this matchup, Reigns, if he's going to drop the championship to either Edge or Bryan, Reigns cannot get pinned. Reigns cannot get pinned coming out of this matchup. Because I will have a fucking heart attack if Reigns gets fucking pinned here at WrestleMania in the main event in quite possibly the biggest match of his entire career. Reigns can't get pinned here. He can't. As a matter of fact, there shouldn't even be a thought for Reigns to drop the championship. Reigns is doing that championship more justice than ever. Than anybody that has previously held that championship. Reigns is making that Universal Championship the most prestigious championship right now in WWE. Anything Reigns touches is gold. Straight gold. Hell, I'll even make a out of the blue prediction. What if Reigns says, fuck the Universal Championship, brings back the big gold World Heavyweight Championship belt? That would be fantastic. I would love that. But I don't see that happening. And that's just, a little creative juices flowing type of idea that I had. Who wins this matchup? You guys pick Daniel Bryan to win? You guys pick Edge to win? Edge can win it also. Edge can pin Bryan and win the championship. Reigns doesn't have to get pinned to lose the championship. That's the one thing I hate about a triple threat. Even Stone Cold Steve Austin himself said he hates the triple threat. He hates it. I hate it too. And I see why. Because if I'm going to drop the championship, I'd rather get pinned. Does Bryan win the championship, shocking the whole world again at WrestleMania? Does Edge win the championship on the same day 10 years ago that he retired on? Or does Reigns retain the championship and officially calls himself the tribal chief? The head of the table. Folks, I have Roman Reigns retaining the Universal Championship. If you're the best right now in your brand, you should be champion. Reigns right now is not only carrying Friday Night SmackDown, Reigns is carrying, as of right now, since SummerSlam, he's carrying WWE on his back. And on his fist as well. And on his mind, and on his fucking mouth. Reigns, folks, is retaining the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. Who does he pin? Bryan. Who does he pin here? Bryan. I think he makes Bryan tap out. I don't see X tapping out here because of that grit factor that X has. I can see Bryan getting pinned here. I don't see Bryan tapping out. He can fade. He can fade away. He can get pinned. I don't see Bryan tapping out. Roman Reigns will retain the Universal Championship, and that will conclude Night 2 for WrestleMania. So there goes my prediction. Folks, the prediction segment of the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the review, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below your thoughts of the show. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn that bell, guys, for all notifications. NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2 live on the channel right now. The review, as well as Night 1 and Monday Night Raw review from this past Monday. Link to all these videos will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper hand corner of your screen. Make sure you guys are following me on social media. Twitter at GoodVibesChris with an underscore. Instagram at GoodVibesChris183. And TikTok at DaddyChris183. I will see you guys possibly tomorrow. If Cyrex gets me the layout for WrestleMania Night 1, I will cover Night 1 tomorrow on the channel. If not, I will see you guys on Sunday when we talk about both nights of WrestleMania on Sunday. So it's up to Cyrex if he wants to give me the layout for tomorrow, for Saturday. If he gives me the layout for Saturday, I will cover Night 1 tomorrow. If not, I will see you guys on Sunday when we cover both parts of WrestleMania, both Night 1 and Night 2, right here on the channel. Don't miss it, guys. Hit that subscribe button down below, and please turn that bell for all the notifications so you guys don't miss WrestleMania. Guys, gals, enjoy WrestleMania. Have a good night, guys. Stay safe. Wear a mask. If you're going to WrestleMania, wear a mask. Stay safe. And I will see you guys possibly either tomorrow or Sunday where we talk about WrestleMania 37. Till then, guys, I'm Chris. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys possibly either tomorrow or Sunday for WrestleMania. Talk to you guys later.